You hear voices in your head warning you of danger. You're convinced that someone else is in control of your every action. Your perception of reality is so distorted from the truth that no reasoning or evidence could make you think otherwise. This scenario may not apply to you or I, but it is not uncommon for a person suffering from schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a severe psychotic disorder that affects 1% of the population worldwide. Patients with schizophrenia experience a wide range of symptoms that can affect the way you think, the way you act, and there's a very blurred line between that which is real and the imaginary. The cause of this illness is unknown, but what we do know is that there are genetic factors that work together with various environmental factors to trigger onset of symptoms. My PhD thesis focuses on what genes are affected in the brains of schizophrenic patients. Using post-mortem human brain samples, I'm assessing the changes in gene expression. What does this mean? I'm looking at what genes are being turned on and off in the brains of a patient versus the brain of a normal, healthy control. There's a lot of work that has been done in this area, but the problem is that it's pretty inconsistent. The expression changes that are associated with the disease are fairly small, and studies that have been conducted use fairly small sample sizes. So it's very hard to extract these changes. What I am trying to do is overcome some of these challenges by combining data across studies. I'm using statistical modeling to account for various factors that can affect the data. For example, age or sex of the individual, or brain pH levels before the brain was frozen. These factors are associated with very large expression changes, and so if not correctly controlled for, they can mask the effect of the disease, which is what we're actually interested in. So what I have done is I have combined studies. Combining data across studies has increased my sample size to almost 10 times that of what an average study contains. I've used statistical modeling to incorporate various factors that can confound my data, and in conclusion, I have retrieved a list of genes that are either upregulated in schizophrenia or downregulated in schizophrenia. Now that I have these genes, I can ask these questions. What are these genes? How are they in common with one another? And what are the consequences of the gene alterations on the human brain function? I hope to answer some of these questions, in addition get better insight into the illness, and also hope that the genes that I have retrieved can serve as potential targets for future therapies and to help better enhance the quality of life for people that suffer from this debilitating illness. Thank you.